Hello and welcome back. This is video 2 in what might wind up being a 10-hour walkthrough of how Obsidian has completely transformed my life and how other folks might make use of it, especially magicians, mentalists, mystery art, creators, show designers, all that kind of fun stuff. And since that's my world, I want to show you how I use it for that kind of thing. And from the video that I posted just yesterday, Kevin Lingofelter, hopefully I said that right, Kevin. Kevin was asking me about, well, how do you use this when you're reading magic books? Because Zettelkasten is focused on atomic notes that are very, very, very focused versus magic books that are kind of like recipes, really. There's a set structure and a tradition of how the information is presented, and the way that information is presented is at odds with the Zettelkasten philosophy. So, how do you make those two work together? And that's exactly what I want to walk through right now. So, we'll go back to the screen share and pick up basically right where we left off. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, we've got our navigation, along with making a new note, making a new folder, and changing sort order between alphabetical or that kind of thing. So if you are in the world of magic, you'll understand this right away. If you're not in the world of magic and you're just interested, then this will be for you. We'll go into mentalism and Houdini, maybe. We'll go into learning and a new folder called magic books, right? So instead of just the general training, I'm going to say magic books. It might be magic videos or it could be in training, but just for this example, I'll say it's magic books. And then we'll say new folder for the right way to do wrong, which is a book that Houdini wrote in 1908, I believe it is. So yeah, so this would be the title of the book. And the way I like to do it, I'm not saying that this is the way to do it. Instead of having one note inside this folder for the entire book, I tend to make a single note for each routine or or article or essay. So basically each chapter of the book gets its own note. That way it's the right balance between not spreading out the information too far that I want to make use of without making it too long that I've got to wade through this single thing that would itself be the length of the book. So let's say chapter 2 is the routine that I'm interested in. Let's say it's a straitjacket escape. So then I would add a new note inside this folder and call it, let's do handcuffs instead. Handcuffs. There we go. So in every routine, the recipe is like this. Presentation. What's the effect that the audience experiences? And what's the method that is making it work? And then what are the presentational angles? Well, what do you do to present it? And then what are the general notes about that routine? Okay, cool. So that is the basic structure of every effect that's going to be in the kind of book that I'm reading. So now we've got the bones of setting up our notes that matches the structure of the information that I want to remember in the first place. So we can do a little bit of formatting stuff. A single hashtag there turns it into a heading. So I want to turn these into big ol' headings so that way I can keep track of where I am. And go down here and then say I get chained up and then I get out. Simple. Method. Be amazing. Presentational or presentation notes. We'll just say presentation. Say be entertaining. Whatever. And then notes could be I really like this one. It fits my character. So this could be the place where you put your own conversation about the information that you are capturing here, which is really, really cool. And also, you want to give yourself as much help as possible. So under maybe under each chapter, maybe as its own note to say uh, general index, right? So you could say author is Houdini and publication date 1908. Topic is escapology, historical. Man, typing and talking at the same time is not easy. So you can do general book topics here with your hashtags as tags. Then in handcuffs, you would be able to say, well, this falls under stage, this falls under illusion, this falls under escapology, and now you can do a tags section so that your tags are there, but they're kind of out of the way. And if you want, you could even fold that heading. That's just a little piece of fun functionality that Obsidian does, right? So you can see that this basic structure tends to be what I'm going to use for every routine, every trick, everything that I'm going to be kind of ingesting from the creators that I love and support. I'm always going to be doing this. So let's use a really cool plugin that is from Obsidian. So you don't really have to worry about doing anything extra. But we will create something like this as a template. So let me select all of this, copy that, and I'm a super big fan of keyboard shortcuts. So if you don't see me doing it with this kind of visual interface, I'm just using the keyboard shortcuts. But in order to do what it is that we want to do, I'm going to collapse all this down and then go down here to the left to settings, click settings. Then I go to core plugins. That's different from community plugins. Community plugins are plugins made by cool developers and people that just love Obsidian so much that they build extra functionality. It is an endless rabbit hole. There's more than 500 community plugins. So if Obsidian doesn't come out of the box capable of doing what you think it should do, I bet you $5 that it's in community plugins. But for right now, core plugins are the ones that you know for sure aren't going to break Obsidian. These are pretty standard stuff. So take some time to go through these, but the one that we're going to focus on right now are templates. So insert template content from a folder of template files. All right, sounds exciting. Well, actually it is. So we flip that on, and then we can close this out. And now on the left-hand side, you've got these two little pages, this little icon of two pages that says Insert Template. So to make this easier, I'm going to make a folder and then call it Templates. So now let's go back into settings and see if there are any settings. Aha! So now in templates, this little gear are your options for templates. So if you click in, say template folder location, well, here are all the folders that I've created. And look at that, there's templates that I just made. So now if I select templates, this is where I want to add any kind of note that I want to use as a baseline for any kind of structured note taking that I'm going to be doing now or in the future. So here's how it works. Now that we've got the templates, let's add a new note and call it magic effect note taking, right? And then we go in here, and since I copied the content of that magic note, I can paste it in. And let me get rid of these notes, but I'll leave the bullets here. And let's add this bullet because I know that I will be using that kind of content in the future. All right, clean this guy up. And then let me get rid of the tags, but leave the tags area there as well. And one cool markdown thing is 1, 2, 3 dashes turns into a horizontal line. So there you go. There's some visual change there, right? So effect, method, presentation, and my notes about the effect and the tags, which helps me in the future when I'm designing a new show. And then I go, well, I need something that is escapology. So then if I searched escapology, right, because of this tag, I now know that the book, okay, along with historical, oh, handcuffs. Yeah, I could do that escapology thing with handcuffs. That would be great, right? So here's the way to use the template for when you're doing the next effect. So we've got handcuffs, the right way to do wrong. It's all about scams, cheats, swindles. There isn't actually any escapology stuff in there. Anyway, let's add a new note and say the milk can escape. Now what? Well, we don't want to have to type effect, method, presentation again. So we go over here to template, click template, and voila, it inserts the template. Since there's only one template, when I clicked insert template, it autofilled with the only one that was in there. You can do it again and again, voila, doesn't matter. But when you've got more than one template in here, let's say show design layout, and we'll say intro, effect 1, effect 2. There we go. And then we say that's the structure of the show. We'll say outro, voila. Yeah, they deserve a third effect. Got it. So now, if we were in here and we wanted to do an extra routine, we wanted to learn yet another, we'll say bullet catch. And we're going to be reading through it. Well, insert template. Now that there's more than one, it goes, all right, which one of these templates do you want? And I go, well, I'm going to be taking notes about a magic effect, so let's insert that one. But then, under mentalism, instead of learning, we've got a project. And let's call it Secret New Show. Voila. And inside of here, we'll create a new show, and we'll call it Amazing demonstrations. And I want just the outline of it. Okay. Go to Insert Template, Show Design, voila. Now I've got my structure. Boom, all I have to do is fill in the blanks and I've got it. And then I would go, effect number 1, let's do an escapology effect. Escapeology. All right, straitjacket escape. Yeah. Escapeology. I spelled it weird. Let's say effect number 1. Yeah, let's make it handcuffs. Handcuffs. Now, everything about handcuffs is available to click back in, and I can see that, oh, okay, right. Now, everything about that routine, handcuffs, I've got with my notes about presentational tips and tricks and things I've learned from performing it for a while. And if I'm looking at this at this effect, I could see that, well, oh, it's also in Amazing Demonstrations outline. Okay. Well, what else have I put in here? Let's do milk can escape. That's it. So now you're starting to see, as I come back here, so now you can start to see how your effects and your shows and everything that you're learning can all connect together, and you can start to see all of their relationships. And we'll dive more into that later as well. But that is a really, really powerful core plugin, templates, that any kind of note that you're going to be making all the time and using all the time, just make a template, and then it'll just save you so much time and effort, and it sets you up for success because what you're going to be reading and ingesting will match where you're going to be putting your thoughts about it. And when your note taking matches what you're going to be reading and learning, man, it makes it super easy. And then the way that I showed you, it's a lot easier to make use of those notes when you're putting it to use, either writing your own stuff or creating your own show or pitching a client. You can have a whole folder full of event ideas and special promotional ideas. So you can see how this is getting really cool really fast without really having to do a lot about it. So that's it for this one. If you've got any other ideas or questions about, well, how would you do this for my interests or anything like that, please just let me know in the comments, and I would love to make another video for you. But that's it for now. I'm Jonathan Pritchard from I Can Read Minds, and yeah, looking forward to making more videos for you.